We're recording now, and now that's just video though. Let's see, make sure audio's good. Okay, audio's good. Okay, we're good. Here we go. It starts in 3, 2, 1.
Another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever.
This is the Boop Show, episode 253. It's Monday, July 20th. It's 2020. So hold on, Brian's got like a steering wheel. What's the steering wheel about? Tell me more.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I'm playing on my new steering wheel. It is the Mario Kart steering wheel.
So it's for the Wii or the Switch rather. You got a Switch.
It is for the Switch, and it's Mario colored, and it plugs right in, and it allows me to play my Mario Kart 8 like a crazy person.
Well, let me ask you this: is the wheel? Yes. The wheel has slots that you put your two things in. What are they called? Joy-Cons.
No, this is a real wheel. It's got like brakes and a gas pedal, and it mounts to a desk, and it's got little rudder things on it that I'm clicking right now, which are really annoying.
Yeah, those are called. Oh, they used it. I drove a Ferrari once. It wasn't mine.
Yeah, they're like shifting.
Yeah, that's how you shift. It's the steering shift gear shifter thing.
Yeah, paddles,
I guess.
Paddles.
Yeah, very cool,
it's
dude.
Pretty sweet. There's no force feedback or anything, but we got it at a pretty decent steal, a good price, and I've been pretty satisfied with it so far. It's really brought my my Mario Kart. It's really taken it to the next level.
Next level Mario Kart. I've actually been.
I'll tell you, man. I've had steering wheels before for different games, and unless you really invest the time into a proper setup at your desk, these things are just in the way.
Yeah. They tend
terrible.
to be. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's
but
like
I got a good setup right here. It's on the side. It's out of the way. You know, I'm happy.
It's
with
like tethered VR with the stupid towers you got to have around.
Yeah,
you do it once and you're thrilled with it, and then you got to move it, and then you just don't want to ever touch it again because it's a pain in the ass.
Yep,
that's what I say.
I worked over the weekend while I was on the quarantine and stuffed myself up a nice little desk so that it would be independent, and it would have its own little area, and it's just out of the way. And when I want to play, I just come over here and pop down and go race.
Does it feel good? Like, how does it feel? Does it feel good? It
does feel good, but like I said, there's no force feedback. And at first, I was kind of like, I don't know, do I want one without force feedback? Yeah, I do. Because force feedback's fun, but after you really race for a while,
put the Joy-Con in your pants. You'll be fine.
Yeah, put your Joy-Con.
Yeah, put your Joy-Con in your pants. You'll feel all the vibration you need. All right, well, there you go.
Good vibrations.
That brings us to this. All right, speaking of Nintendo, I should probably get this out of the way just because I'm not actually going to review it too heavily today, but I do want to mention that I'm fairly, well, I don't know how deep I am, but I'm deep-ish into Super Paper Mario, the Origami King, and so far I really like it, except the combat kind of sucks. It's like this kind of repetitive, puzzly thing, and I don't love it. It makes me want to sort of avoid combat in the game, which I don't think you're supposed to feel that way, so I need some more time with it. Apparently things get real interesting later on in terms of some of those mechanics. But the outside world's amazing. It's very cool so far. I like it. I'll talk more about it in the future. But Super Paper Mario, the Origami King. I will say this. The art is amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
It's very, very cool.
I always love the look of the Paper Mario games.
Yeah,
it's always a lot of fun.
All of them. Thousand Year Door was the best of the series so far. I still think that's true. But this looks the best compared to anything I've seen them do. It just looks amazing. So anyway, I'll talk more about it as the days go by. Instead, today I'm going to talk to you about a small indie game just released on Steam in early access. In fact, released on the 26th of July. Sorry, 26th of July. And that game is Dead Age 2.
Dead Age 2?
Dead Age. Dead, one word, dead.
Oh, so it's not Dead Age.
No, Dead Age 2. See? This is a game by the developer Silent Dreams. It's published by a company called Heads Up Games.
Heads up,
yo. It's on PC. It's on Steam currently. And like I said, I got it on the 16th. I was actually offered a code for this. So big thanks to Silent Dreams for the code. Currently on Steam for $16.19. One would assume this is one of those that jumps up to $19 when it comes out of early access. But basically, it's a Walking Dead kind of undead zombie game, but it's a turn-based strategy game. So a turn-based turn-based RPG.
Right. Oh, there you go.
So you think of a Japanese RPG. Those seeing it on the screen, you're going to get this right away. But
I'm watching the screen as well, and I just saw a torso zombie come crawling up to your character. I'm assuming that he's the torso zombie, and you're the guy with the shotgun.
Yeah, you're the dude with the shotgun. Oh man, I would almost rather play it if I was the torso zombie. But
right.
But anyway, the torso zombie, which was just now dispatched with that guy or by that guy with the shotgun. He is just one of the archetypes of enemies that you will potentially run into during your time in this
Ground
game.
zombie.
Ground zombie, sure, why not?
Yeah.
It is a turn-based RPG in the sense that you have like a crew, although right now it's just showing the one guy, but you've got usually a crew of 4 or 5 of you, and you'll come across some undead armies that it might include a couple of dudes like that on the floor, and then one guy standing up, and one guy's got a weapon or whatever. Just different kind of zombie archetypes.
Wait. The zombie has weapons?
Sometimes, yeah. Did you ever see that
I don't like
that George Miller movie? It was the Land of the Dead, I think.
Land of the Dead? That sounds right.
It may have been the last one he did before he died. I'm not sure if it was called Land of the Dead. But in Land of the Dead, a couple of zombies figured out how to pick up axes and stuff and use them.
I'm okay with axes. It's when you start getting into, triggers and other things.
I don't remember if they used guns in that movie or not. I have to take a go look at it. Dennis
George
Hopper was in
Romero,
that.
not Miller, says JC.
I meant Romero. I said Miller because George Miller's the greatest filmmaker of all time, and I screwed him up the name. Sorry. George Romero. George Miller, of course, the auteur who brought us Mad Max, Fury Road, Mad Max. Well, I'm going to give you the order that they're best, okay? Mad Max, Fury Road, number 1. Road Warrior, number 2.
What have you done?
Number 3, I'm going to give to the original Mad Max, and number 4, I'll give to Thunderdome. So there you go. Anyway, the point is, you pick abilities, kind of Japanese RPG style, kind of JRPG in a weird way. You got these abilities, you have certain weapons, you take your turn to do them, you think strategically and say, well, if I heal this guy and then let him do the thing with the club, then that probably means he'll live longer, and oh no, I've been bloodied by this floor zombie, so now I need to, move back and take a defensive stance, which you can do and take less damage when they come to fight you and stuff. It's got everything I like in it.
It's a thinking man's zombie game.
I guess so. I mean, it's really just it's another, how do I put this? It's a turn-based RPG set in a zombie world. That's really the best way I can put it. There's millions of these kinds of games, obviously. This one's just in this particular setting. Now, it's based, not based. It's the sequel to the first one, which I played a little bit back in the day. And the only thing I didn't like about that game was I thought the art style was garbage.
Right.
And I really disliked it. It made it very hard for me to play because I like a nice, I just like good art in my video games, no matter what kind of presentation it is. If it's 2D, 3D, animated, still images, doesn't matter. Good art is good art. I like to see good art. Here's what I'm going to tell you. But the old game had terrible art. The new game has terrible art. It's a little better graphically. Like the actual world that the gameplay occurs in looks better than it did before. Nothing's.
Is it mostly the Comic Sans font that's killing you? Is that the biggest problem?
I also hate that they used a Comic Sans font. I hate it. Or it's not Comic Sans, but it's some kind of comic font. Comic fonts belong in comics,
maybe not
by
Comic
the way.
Sans, but I've definitely seen this font in on webcomics.
For sure.
Webcomic font.
Sure. And people use it a lot. And that's where it belongs. A webcomic needs a good font. That's where webcomic fonts belong. In a webcomic or a comic, just a comic, all right? A comic book, maybe? A comic strip? That's all great. The environments look okay, although they act like birds are everywhere. It's almost like the sequel to The Birds. There's birds every freaking place, wherever you go. I like the look of the environments just fine, but I think the animation on the zombies, like look at these two guys in sync here in the back.
I love how they have taken like a stance, they have formed a defensive stance. It's weird. It's like they got ground zombies for a shield, and then you got these twinsy zombies in the back with some crowbars. Or is that
I think they're crowbars, are they?
Yeah, they look like crowbars. Bloody crowbars.
And those guys are tanky. They have abilities to spruce up your team or whatever.
Spruce up your team.
Your zombie team. And then you're just supposed to do what you can with the stuff you scavenge and the bullets you have left and the guns and the weapons you have. I think
so
again,
is there any like hint that the zombie apocalypse came about because of some kind of bird flu? I mean, is that why there's so many birds that are?
You know what? That's a great question because they don't get into it. But I'm starting to wonder if it's the birds because there's so damn many birds.
Right, they're everywhere.
Birds are everywhere in this thing. But they don't actually play the gameplay at all. So I don't know. It's just all window dressing. But anyway, it's an okay looking game in the gameplay department. It is really ugly in every other way. The portrait art is like your stoner friend in detention with a knife on his desk really quality. It's just really bad.
It's exactly what Steven looks like.
The
it looks
art,
just like that.
The item art is not great. It just needs some work. It's in early access, so who knows? They may just completely change the world there that way. I think also the animation could use a little cleanup. It's nitpicky. I just don't think it's going to be worth the $20 they'll eventually charge for it if they don't polish this up.
Dead Age 2, right?
Dead Age 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Or as you say, Dead Age, but Dead Age.
Dead Age 2.
Yeah, Dead Age is the correct answer. And available now on Steam, so check it out. The first game, I guess, was successful enough. They had an 84% very positive rating on Metacritic. So this is their follow-up to that. And so far, the reviews on Steam aren't great, but I think, again, it's early. It's early. They claim they were inspired by Darkest Dungeon, Fallout 1 and 2, This War of Mine, and The Walking Dead. Those are their things. And they call this a mix of role-playing, roguelike, fast turn-based combat, and survival all in one. It is that. That's a good description. Right. If that sounds good to you, they'll have your back. I think it's going to take a little bit of tweaking to get me more stoked about it, but we'll see.
So far, the only things I really saw, like you said, was just like cosmetic things. They could fix that. Was there any voice narration? I noticed there was a lot of reading.
Yeah, there's some voice, and it's bad. It's bad.
It's bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so
you can tell
they've got some work to do. Then.
They've got someone's cousin at home recording on Audacity and then sending a file over. Like it's just not. It's either too early or that will never be better. And maybe it adds to the kind of gritty thing that's going on in this game. But I like my zombie games to feel authentic, and the art and the UI and other stuff just kind of don't do it any favors right now. So,
right,
we shall see.
We shall see.
More on that later. Brian, tell me about. I have Monster. Didn't I talk about Monster Train? I thought I did on the
I don't
show.
think you talked about Monster Train.
Did
we
I not?
talked about talking about Monster Train, but we never actually talked about Monster Train. I talked about just a mention at one point in time because I hadn't played it because I couldn't stream it because my setup wasn't there yet. I'm pretty sure you never talked about Monster Train. Chat room will correct me if I am wrong, but Monster Train is a game on PC.
Oh, I know what it was. You know what it was? Back on 247.
Right.
Episode 247, Sean Beef, New Jersey, recommended it.
Did he?
Yeah. And so that's why I'm thinking we had talked about it before. But
I received this as a review copy from Shiny Shoe and published by Good Shepherd Entertainment. Came out May the 21st this year. And it takes about an hour and a half to 34 hours to beat. Holy Moses.
Well, that's because it's a roguelike deck builder. You can play it as many times as you want.
It's exactly what it is. It's a roguelike deck builder. It's all based in hell. So you're on your train to hell, right?
Yeah.
And you and your demon crew, you're all trying to protect the pyre.
Yeah.
You got to protect the pyre
small note. You don't have to do anything about it because I'll find another one. But that video you linked it says not available. This video.
It says not available. Yeah. Then I guess you better pull up another video.
I sure will.
With the Monster Train because it's a good-looking game. The animations are, they're kind of like the bouncy animation that you would expect. Just a couple of characters standing there, kind of bouncing. But it all takes place on this hell train. Your hell train. You're trying to go down the track and trying to avoid the angels who are out to destroy what's left of your pyre. And as you do, you encounter these, and this is where the deck building and the battle comes into play. Your train has has 3 levels or 3 lanes, essentially, and then a 4th level where your pyre exists. You'll be placing your characters or your cards as you draw them, your creature cards. You'll be placing them on the levels that you decide. The enemy always comes in generally from the bottom lane, and they go up to your pyre. So you got a chance to stop them. There are some angels that have the ability to jump levels, and that's very frustrating, but it's all there.
Yeah. It's a very good one of these, by the way. So if you played Slay the Spire, if you played,
yes,
what's the one I talked about 2 weeks ago? Griftlands, those kinds of games. That's what this is, and
yes.
it's a very good one of those. Although again, stoner art.
It is a bit of stoner art, but I really appreciate the stoner art in this game. This is really tied together really well. The art definitely fits in with the style for what they're going for, and I think the sound, the sound is good, the music is good. It's a very polished game, and it is currently $25 or thereabout on Steam. And I had a blast. I played this on Steam, but I played it through the GeForce Now service that allows me to access my Steam library, and I played it actually on my iMac.
Oh, yeah, so, you can play it on it's immediately a PC and Mac, and it's great. I love when an early access game is like, hey, how about you want to play this on whatever computer you're on? Here you go, have it.
Yeah, you want to do it? And like I said, I was able to. I didn't actually play it natively on the Mac. I played it through that GeForce Now experience, which is like $5 a month or something for the founders, is where I started at, and been really pleased because I got fairly decent bandwidth, and I've been very pleased with what's going on.
Sure.
As you go along the track, you'll have to pick paths along the way. You'll have to choose whether you're going to try to. Usually, there's two options. You'll have a choice between upgrading your armor or your magic, and usually, in one of those tracks will be upgrading your characters, so you can get rid of a few characters you don't like. You replace them, like the train stewards. They're real low level. You want to get them out of there, so you'll have a better opportunity of drawing something better.
Yeah.
So, and this runs, it's roguelike, so you'll be doing runs. So you'll go so far, and then your characters will all die, of course, and everything is dead. And you'll start with a whole brand new deck, and you'll have to start again in your next run to build your deck as you go along.
Yeah, that's the roguelike bit. It's like
Go ahead.
Very Slay the Spire. Very Slay the Spire. I wish I liked the art style more, because I actually think animation and color in this are pretty good, and I think it looks better. Slay the Spire is the ugliest one of these, even though it's kind of the granddaddy of them all. It is really an ugly video game. But I don't know what it is with these cards, and now Griftlands is spoiling me because Clay Entertainment doesn't make ugly video games, and so everything else seems
they make everything
ugly.
look very good.
Yeah, everything seems ugly in comparison, but that's probably just a me thing. I shouldn't be so
I think it is, because I think Shiny Shoe here has done a decent job with this art. It doesn't bother me. I like this art. Actually, like I said, I think it kind of fits in with what they're going with. It's not distracting. It feels like a card game, like you would play in real life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not overly complicated. It's easy to get in and play. How hard is it to master? I felt like I was doing pretty good, as I felt like it was teaching me along the way. So, like I said, a very polished game. I've really enjoyed this so far. Monster Train, and as you have boss fights every time that particular area is being fought, and at the very end you'll have a boss who come in, and he'll just rack up, and every time he'll destroy a level or a lane in your train as you go along.
Yeah, it is kind of cool that you're summoning minions as opposed to just using cards from an avatar.
Yeah, I do like that. I like that. Like, you get creature cards, and you also get magic cards, and enhancement cards and that kind of stuff. I like when I get to visit the cousins, the cat cousins. The cat cousins, they are you will meet them on your train ride to hell, and they will upgrade your equipment at a cost as you collect coins along the way.
Sure.
When you're fighting. By the way, lots of times when you're fighting, when the angels come along, there's kind of one of those cherub babies, and he'll end up landing on like lane 3 or something. And if you don't destroy him pretty quickly, he will take half of your money. What a jerk!
Yeah,
look at that, overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah, I was gonna show the score off. Currently, so it came out in May 21st, 2020. So back in May. It's still early access, though, right? Am I have that right?
I don't think it's early
Oh,
access.
you know
I
what?
think
I'm
it's full
sorry.
release.
It's just a full-on out. It's game. Okay,
Yeah.
it's just a game.
Now I got it in early access, and I didn't have a chance to play it. Like I said, I didn't want to play it until I could record it and stream it, and so I did just that.
Yeah, no problem. Anyway, yeah, currently enjoying both all reviews and recent reviews overwhelmingly positive. That's a rarity on Steam. So there's something to it. It's a cool game. I really like it a lot. I think I'm spoiled by Grifflin's art design.
Like I said, it is
fine.
well polished and well balanced, and I never got frustrated. I just felt like I was being challenged without being overly challenged. And you can ramp up the challenge level as you go along because there's little toggles and switches. You'll enter into a certain area and you'll get to choose whether or not you want to make it a little more difficult. It'll give the opponent a little bit of a buff, but it will garner you more rewards.
I like that a lot when they do that.
Yeah, I do too. I like I said, I shot you a message on Discord. I really think you would like this one. This one's been a lot of fun.
There's actually lately some really cool examples of giving players more control over their difficulty settings and doing it in a more real-time way. This is a good example you just described. The latest update and some previous updates in Breakpoint, the Ghost Recon game I mentioned in pre-show. They added all kinds of features and functions that are all like these toggles. So it's like, do you want AI teammates or do you not want them?
Right.
Do you want this to be hard only in these few ways? Or do you want it to be hard in all these other ways? Do you want to make this part easier, this part harder, have a combination of all this stuff? Do you want to be super realistic and have it be super hard and have the map not even work? Like, it's really, I love that.
You want the map to be broke?
Well, not broken,
That's
but
rough.
like just not exist because you're in a world where you don't know where to go, so you don't get.
I like
easy
it's
markers.
even better if it would be broke, like it'd be giving you the wrong directions or something. That's even better. That would really be hard.
Right. That would be super hard. But I like that. Another one is that really tailored the difficulty settings was Last of Us 2, which I didn't play, but everybody described to me these settings for kind of just tailoring to your play style, how you wanted to play that game. And more of that, please. I think that's awesome.
I'm down with this.
Give players more control over that stuff, and let us tweak little bits of it, not just some big giant overarching hard,
normal,
very hard.
Yeah.
It's like, give us more granularity in the control of that. That'd be cool.
Especially when you're playing like screen to screen, or you're playing like level to level. I mean, why not? Why not break it down that way? I mean, you already got somebody who's making levels and maps at that time. Why not let them assign some kind of difficulty rating? Mm-hmm. It makes sense. It's a good time to be a gamer.
Why not in Dead? Indeed. Why not in Dead?
Indeed.
Dead Age 2.
Why not in Dead?
So check it out. That's again Monster Train. A lot of you have heard of this because this is a big hit on Steam. But if you haven't,
it's been doing very well. If you don't pick it up off on Steam, you can also grab the codes on Green Man Gaming, which I think had the best deal at the time when I looked.
What was it?
Is there any deal? Is the place I usually look for my deals to see if there is any deal.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, this was later last week. It could have changed since then, but isthereanydeal.com is a great place to go check out and look for Monster Train. Also, I got those hours and How Long to Beat from howlongtobeat.com.
Nice. How long does it take for Brian to beat it.com? Been there
Usually
before.
I skew towards the later end because they usually... they'll usually list it as the main plus extras, and then you have Brian. It's like, how long to take Brian?
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Brian.com. Check it out. All right. I have another game I picked up this week. This actually came also as a code, although I was surprised to get it because I was actually going to buy it. This sort of game is sort of a no-brainer for me normally. So I picked up a game called Neon Abyss.
I want this game.
Neon Abyss. They ended up sending me a code, which I kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't expect
the code?
I did. VWow or VWO is the VWoo Games. I'm not sure how you say it. VWEWO. VWO, I guess. Anyway, published by Team 17. If that sounds familiar, they're the Worms people. Anyway, July 14th is when this came out, and it is currently listed on Steam at $19.99. It is a game in full release, no early access here. And it's a 8-bit retro-looking roguelike. Yeah, that's right, baby. Games I like a lot fall into this category. Oh, we haven't talked about the sad news, dude. Have you heard the sad news?
No, what happened?
Rogue Legacy got delayed by 3 weeks. It was supposed to be out like next week, and we have to wait like until middle or late August now.
When you started with 3, I was like, oh God, months, years. weeks.
I was so
Shut up.
I was depressed. Depressed. Anyway,
It does suck. Don't get me wrong.
I'm so excited about Rogue Legacy 2. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is one of these. Fury Unleashed, which is probably the most recent example I can think of that's a lot like this, of a kind of a roguelike, but run and gun, random levels. Do the best you can. If you die, it's okay because you're going to earn some cash that you can spend and improve yourself before you go back out again. Again, it's just one of those.
I'm
right?
looking at this and I like it. So is this like thematically supposed to be like during the 80s of some sort? Or?
No, but the look of it is definitely leaning into sort of a little cyberpunk, a little retro 80s kind of, like there's some combinations there. Fury Unleashed is a game that's a lot like this that you and I have both talked about on the show at length, and a game I really like a lot. I think Fury Unleashed, gameplay-wise, is one of the best of these.
I agree. And wait a minute, are you using a cat gun?
Yeah, you got a cat gun, and the cat gun is like a cat, but it fires in a whole bunch of directions.
but it's like a cat, but it's not. So it's like laser cats, right?
It's a little like a laser cat. Yeah, it's a very weird, obviously a very weird idea, but
and you're flying around with a balloon.
Yeah, you got these different abilities. On the surface, art style, animation. Just the look and feel of it, very cool. All right, very good. Weird ideas like cat guns, totally fine, no problem. I'm all in. Tell me more about your cat gun game, right? I'm in. However, I'm the bearer of slightly bad news.
Oh no! Don't say it. I want to play this game so bad, and I want it to be good.
Part of the problem is I'm super spoiled by this kind of game in some other games. Like I think Fury Unleashed. Speaking of a game that's kind of ugly, kind of on purpose, but that's a very ugly game.
It's actually a very beautiful game in the art style that it chose.
To do, yes. It's a choice that they made, but the choice is to make it look like stoner art. Okay, so they were actually aiming for that rather than just defaulting to it, and there is a difference. However, that game plays superior to this game. It's just a better one.
I'm looking at it now, and it looks like I talk about these games. I talk about flow, and I don't see this looks herky jerky. It doesn't look like there's a lot of.
It's a little herky jerky is a good word. I would call it. I'm not sure herky jerky is the word I'd use, but I would call it stilted and a little the controls clunky. It's not as smooth. You don't feel like you could just like really nail it and then be really silky smooth Bill playing it.
Real silky smooth Bill.
My other problem is the sound of the guns.
Look at the character, and his jumps are kind of a little bit too.
They're just stilted.
They're stilted, like you said.
Yeah. Listen to this. Okay, it's hard to tell, but the sound of the guns are just kind of weak, just kind of pew, pew,
right.
Pew. I don't know. I came away going, wow, this could be this could be the best because visually I just want to be in here. I just love that. But it's got some problems, and it just feels like it's not quite cooked, even though it's a finished game. This is on, I want to say this is on Switch as well. Might even be on the other consoles. I'm not 100% sure on that.
I think it's on everything because that's lots of times when I request a game code.
They'll give you a list or whatever.
I'll choose all the platforms because it's like whatever you want to give me because I have all these platforms and I can.
I just do it on whatever you want.
I can pivot.
I think mileage may vary. Some people are going to play this and go, "Oh yeah, totally, dude, this is my jam." And I'm not saying this is a bad game. I am purely comparing it to saying, "All right, well, there are two of these newish run and gun roguelikes on the market right now, and I just think Fury Unleashed is just superior. I just think it's a better game.
Oh my god, it is just the guns are so satisfying.
Yeah, it's just a more fun game. It's a more fun game. So take that for what you will. The art style does really draw me in, and I will stick with it because I'm going to play some more of it. But definitely something to check out. Again, that's on
called Neon Abyss.
Neon Abyss, ABYSS, and is available on Steam, all other platforms as well. It looks like. And
I'm reading the chat room and I'm seeing. I think it's on Game Pass for Xbox. Are you free?
Oh, right, it is. You're right. It is on Game Pass. I forgot.
Excellent.
That's not where I'm.
About it at all.
Yeah, that's not where I'm playing it, but it is on there. They gave me a code for Steam, so that's.
Might have to fire it up just to see how it goes.
Oh yeah, the thing's like 400 megabytes. It's like
Oh my god.
No skin off your nose to give it a shot. And
I don't know. My drive's pretty full.
My drive is very full, but I'm doing what I can to clear it out today. I've got a lot of crap installed, and I need to stop it. On Core this week, we do another show that's kind of an industry news show called Core. I do it on Wednesday nights, and if you guys catch that show, you'll hear about my adventures in seeing how every 40K game I own, every Warhammer 40K game I own, how it holds up this week. Because I went on a tear, dude. I played them all. Did you really? Oh my gosh. I played old ones, new ones, middle ones, bad ones, good ones. I just got on a tear. And for those people who read today's Fred and Can comic and went, Emperor King, this sounds like a 40K thing. It's because I totally got inspired by 40K. That's exactly where it came
40K. From. Hey, let me ask you a question.
Go.
Are you going to fire back for a little tit for tat on Core this week for the Boop Show? Come on.
Yeah, I always
talking about your other show.
I talk about the Boop Show all the time on there.
I know, I'm kidding.
Yeah. If you,
I like that manufactured, conflict.
Yeah, made up conflict. Let me tell you something about Brian and I. We've known each other since 2005. I don't think we've ever had an actual conflict of any kind. Not even like an argument. Like we're pals till we're dead, I guess.
But
when we die, then it gets real bad. Oh man, because then I'll go to video game heaven. You'll be in video game hell, and then the fight
taking the hell train.
Yeah, hell train to Georgia. Yeah. Exactly. All right, Brian, let's now hear about a new game you've been playing called Radical Rabbit Stew, which I also got a key for but have not played it yet, so tell me what you think.
Well, let me tell you what I think. I got this code for the Switch. Developer Pugstorm, publisher Sold Out. This game released on July the 16th, 2020 this year. How long to beat? I don't know. It's a lot more than 4 hours, I tell you that. It wasn't on how long to beat yet. This is very early on of this game. Only $16 right now on Steam. And at first I was kind of like, I don't know. I'm kind of interested in this, and I didn't think I was going to have fun. But oh my God, this top-down 16-bit, so much. I just want to believe this was on at least one Sega console. It just feels like that. And
very SNES and Genesis era kind of looking thing for sure.
Right. So what happens is there's a space diner, right? As you do.
Yeah, of course.
And,
always a space diner. Always.
Yeah. And there's some different space aliens who are like making they're all chefs at this space diner. And so for some reason, the Queen Rabbit, she's mad because she's been eating carrot stew. This is all in the story. I'm not making this up. And she decides that she must do away with this cafe.
Is this you playing, by the way? I just want to clarify.
This is absolutely me playing. Okay. I'm fantastic. Anyway, so they kidnap all the chefs, and you are the cleaning crew of one. All right. This little Smurfberry-looking guy with a little chef hat.
Someone asked in the chat if you were a Smurf in this. I guess you're not.
Yeah, you're kind of a Smurfberry, and so you head out into the space, and you try to find. You try to find the other cooks. You got to return them back, but on the way you got to battle these bunnies, as you do. And how you do that is you are equipped with spoons of great power, and these spoons of great power allow you to knock the rabbits from level to level into stew pots, where they are then shot off into space. All your levels are played in a space platform of some sort, like. Space grass.
But these are actual rabbits. Like these aren't like
no, they're just graphics.
Rabbits.
But
okay,
yeah, they're just graphics. But yeah, they're rabbits.
Did that rabbit just take a shit? What happened?
He did. So this rabbit here is your mini boss. He's not your full boss. He's your mini boss. You might encounter halfway through your little levels here on Radical Rabbit Stew. And he shoots out eggs out of his butt that hatches more rabbits.
That's not how that works. That doesn't work that way at all in real life. There's no such thing.
You have to take your wooden spoon and flap those eggs right back at him and knock him right in the butt. And that's how you defeat him once he takes enough damage. As you can see, he's telegraphing his jumps here by lighting up the different panels where you have to run.
Now, what if you don't hit those?
Like this game.
What happens if you don't hit those eggs? Do they explode?
If you don't hit the eggs, they hatch, and then they turn into bunnies, and they start hopping around. If you run into them without hitting them first with your wooden spoon, then you'll take damage. You usually start with 2 hearts, and as you go along, you can upgrade to more hearts. As well as you go along, you'll find along your path that you'll upgrade your spoons from not only just a wooden spoon, but also a spoon of great power that works on some of the larger bunnies who have already eaten too many carrots and have gotten fat and lazy.
Okay.
You'll need that later on. Here, you can see here, I've just picked up the spoon. Here
Oh,
is
the
my
silver
little
spoon.
Smurfberry.
Yeah, look at you,
I
Ricky
got my
Schroeder
silver
spoon. Sure. All right.
Yeah, it's forged with organic rabbit tears.
Okay.
So
Is that
I like
real?
this game a lot, man. I played this game way more than I thought. I thought I was going to play this game for about 5 minutes because when I first started, it was like really simple teaching you how to play. And so it was like smack a rabbit, he goes into a stew pot. I'm like, okay, that's stupid. And then the next one's like slap a rabbit, he'll hit a spring, and then he'll go into the stew pot. I'm like, oh my god, this is
I
so
think
dumb.
this looks like fun. I need to crack my code and do it. This looks great.
Yeah, so after about a couple of hours, I'm like, yeah, I like this game a lot.
Yeah,
I
look
like
at
this
these
game a
chain
lot. Radical Rabbits
reactions.
too.
These chain reactions are awesome.
Oh, the chain reactions are very satisfying. Now, as you go along, you'll get further on, and there'll be some where it's almost nothing. But you know how you get on a real good tear in a Sonic game, and it's like you would just go running,
Yep.
and you would just run forever.
Yep.
Yeah, you kind of get some of those occasionally. Like right here, I'm trying to
I'm
collect
trying to get that
blue
coin. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to. That's like the side quest in each of these levels. By the way, you go like 18 holes or something. So each level is kind of like a hole in like mini golf or something. Also, by the way, there's a level editor where you can create your own levels. I don't know how you can play it other than just create it and play it. I don't know if you can share it yet or anything like that, but I'm very interested in doing that. So this is, like I said, I've had a lot of fun with this.
Yeah,
It's
you've sold me. I think this looks like a
Yeah.
blast. I'm gonna totally play
It
this.
is so much
game.
fun. I love smacking the big fat sleeping bunnies because they don't move.
Yeah.
So you can take your time and you have to slap them. It's very puzzle based. So you'll end up slapping a bunny and you'll realize, oh no, I shouldn't have done that because he just flew off into space.
Yeah. No,
And
I
you have to take
get
it
you
back.
because you can't. Yeah, that part of the puzzle you've sent into space, and now there's no.
Yeah, you
using
can't
it
you
again.
can't unring that rabbit.
Yeah.
So you have to come back. By the way, there's the mini bosses are fun. There's a giant pug for too much longer, I believe, and he is master of.
Does he also lay eggs or no? No eggs from the pug.
He doesn't lay eggs. What he does is he controls a switchboard for trains in 4 different directions that you must avoid and then destroy as they pass by.
Oh my
And the
lord, he's a
trains
pug in a rabbit suit.
Right, and it progressively gets harder with that train. Oh, here's the train now. Speaking of which, as you knock each track, every time you knock a train, you knock off a car of the
Okay,
train.
okay.
And as you do, the trains get faster.
Okay.
And you just don't know how that stupid pug. By the way, the Pug Storm is the name of the developer, so I'm sure this is a nod to their name. But yeah, as the more you do it, the faster they get, and the harder it gets. But it's a lot of fun. Oh, I didn't even mention the hook shot. So you got hook shots later on too. You get a spoon with like a hook shot on it, and you can do all these fun little things. Fun game though.
That's
I'm
great.
enjoying it.
That's great. That looks good to me. It's Radical Rabbit Stew, available now. Came out on the 16th and is on Switch, Steam, and other places. My code was for Steam.
Yes, I got mine on the Switch, and I think that's the one. I think I requested just for the Switch because I thought this game was something that needed to be played.
Yeah, it seems rad. Seems like a perfect Switch game, actually. Now that you mentioned that. All right. Oh, you know what? I want to hear just some of this action. Hold on. Let's just hear this sound here.
Oh, you got to hear this.
It's got a great 16-bit jibby job going.
It does.
All right. Quick note of not a full review by any stretch, although I've talked about this game many times on the show before. Slothworks is the company. They make this game called. What's the first part? I don't have the full title here. Hold on. It's Meteor. Crap. Meteor Fall. There it is. Meteor Fall: Krumitz Tale. So there was an old mobile game called Meteor Fall. Not that old. Couple years ago. There was this really fantastic little card battler thing on phones, and recommended it highly at the time on whatever show I was on that I talked about. But I really liked it. And they've been hard at work on this game called Meteor Fall: Krumitz Tale. It's kind of a follow-up to that, but it's a whole new kind of game type. And it showed up on Steam Early Access first. It is now exiting Early Access on the 23rd, so next week. Or no, is that this week? What day is it?
What day is it? You don't even know what show this was on.
It's in
that
3
you talked
days,
about
so
it
that's
before.
this week. I'm sorry. In 3 days, Krumitz Tale comes out of Early Access. I have it on Steam. I also am testing. They put me on their beta test for the phone version. So that's
interesting.
coming to Android and iOS soon, although I don't know what the release date is for sure. But it plays great on my phone. I'm having no problems with it. Anyway, it is a very, very cool game, and I just want to make sure people go at least give it a look. I think it might be a little... I'm not sure about this. Is it cheaper before launch? It may not be. But anyway...
Sometimes it'll be like 20% less on Steam especially.
Yeah. So it's worth checking out. But it's this great... I don't even know what to call it. It's like a... It's kind of cards, but not really cards. You have to go see it to know what I'm talking about. I've talked about it before. Krumitz Tale.
We've talked about it before, but not on this show, but on some show that's
No,
long
we've talked
forgotten.
about that. We've talked about it on this show for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Meteor Fall was on some other show forever ago.
I got you.
But this one we definitely talked about here. And what was I going to say? Oh, the art is some of my favorite stuff on there. It's reminiscent, I guess, a little bit of something like... Imagine Adventure Time, but Psycho. Like kind of in that
Adventure
vein.
Time is Psycho.
Yeah, but more Psycho. Like weirder even.
Okay.
It's
even weirder than Adventure Time?
They've somehow done it. I don't know how, but they did it. So highly recommend
and
it.
It's called Krumitz Tale?
Krumitz Tale. Meteor Fall, Krumitz Tale. I'm sure it's just mostly people are referring to it as Krumitz Tale, but it's just got this great loop of gameplay. Again, kind of a roguelike, I suppose. But I guess I'm really attracted to those kinds of games.
Roguelikes and roguelites. They're so... I've kind of gotten exhausted explaining it in those terms sometimes. I know like last week you asked me, well, it's kind of like a roguelike. I'm like, yeah, but it is, but I don't want to put that...
You can say
I want to put that label on it.
Yeah, but you can... here's the thing. We've had to come up with a term because...
Right.
Like if you're going to call a shoot, you're going to say, oh, this is like a first-person shooter. That doesn't bug you, right? To say that? That's kind of all you're doing is you're just giving it a subgenre name.
But but you don't mention that, you don't mention like in a battle royale, you usually don't mention it's a first-person shooter. I mean, you do sometimes, but I don't know.
Well, you do if you're explaining.
Right. I mean, would you say Fortnite first-person shooter battle royale? I mean, would you say that?
That's third person. So I would. I'd say third. So I'd say third person in that case. In that game.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. I think it just depends. Roguelike is a little more nebulous because it can mean a lot of things to a lot of people, unlike a first-person shooter, which is literally a first-person view shooter game. But hell, I've described some shooters as it's a first-person shooter with roguelike elements. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know how else to explain it, but it's one of those. I can tell you that.
It is one of those things.
And I love those, so you'll get no shmoo shmoo from me on this.
No shmoo shmoo.
I don't know what that means. You also wanted to mention
it's shmoog-like.
We talked about your Mario Kart steering wheel. I had one more question about it though.
Yeah.
Have you tried it with any other racing games besides that? Like you need the
It's
hover.
interesting you should ask that. I did. I was waiting. I got the steering wheel.
Yeah.
I've been waiting a long time to get
third party or first party steering wheel.
No, this is a first party steering wheel. Mario is this Nintendo officially licensed Nintendo thing and everything, specifically designed for Mario Kart. And I waited a while to get Mario Kart because I had so many other games I had to play when I got the Switch, and I just never got around to it. And I said, if I'm going to do it, I got to do it right. But yes, to answer your question, I have played other games before I got the game in, and I played Asphalt. And I am embarrassed to say that I played Asphalt, not because the game is bad, but because in order to install the game, you have to agree to share your private information on the Switch with the developers of Asphalt. And I did that.
Something just fell off your wall. What was that?
It did. That was scary. It's my Borderlands.
Oh.
My Borderlands poster. I just hung that up like before the show.
Oh, okay.
It was quite scary.
Yeah. It scared me.
But yeah, back to the Asphalt thing. I did. I gave my information away to install that game, and I didn't realize at the time because I was just trying to click through.
Well, when you say their information, what information do they get off your Switch?
I don't know, but Nintendo sent me a thing later saying, "Oh, by the way, you agreed to share your private data with this company." And I was like, "Oh, man,
like your how many trees you've plucked apples off in Animal Crossing, or what?" Like,
I don't know. Probably just my name or something, or maybe my usage of the game. I don't know, but I knew when it was free, I should know better. Nothing's free, and it just felt so stupid. I'm like, I was just so excited about my racing wheel, and I just wanted to play a game.
I get you.
And so I loaded it up, and I was just like, why?
Yeah.
Why, Brian?
Yeah.
Now I'm probably going to receive like 1 million emails from this company.
Probably. You're probably on some list now. You're screwed now. Well done.
Right. But yeah, I'm happy my steering wheel otherwise, and I'm really enjoying the Mario Kart.
I think that's very cool.
It's a lot of fun.
That's very cool. There's a couple of games on Switch that I use for driving that I wondered if it would even work for. Is it a Bluetooth thing? You could maybe make another
No,
console
absolutely
work with?
not. This is all analog, and everything is plugged and cables. And like I said, and let's be for real, Scott. We've had plenty of game accessories, and unless you have a location for certain things, you shouldn't even bother.
I agree.
It's a me, Mario.
Time to play Guess My Game, where we play a clip of a sound of a thing, and we try to guess what each other's game is. Sometimes they're old, sometimes they're new. And today,
And sometimes they're poo.
This one is not new, but it's, well, I mean, by the calendar date, it's old, but not old in like an ancient kind of old, okay? I'll tell you the year. It was 1999. This is going to give it away, but anyway, 1999.
I'm going
Brian,
with 1999. It was Game of the Year.
It might have been for me. I played the living hell out of this. So here it is. Enjoy.
Sounds familiar. What is this? Oh my god, I know this game. What is this?
Wait till you hear a voice. There's a voice coming.
I need some backup.
I need some backup.
Any ideas? Guesses yet?
No.
I'll give you another hint.
But I mean, I've definitely played this game, and I played this game a lot, and I cannot think of what it is.
You probably
I can't
played,
even get a visual on it.
You probably played this level.
I probably have.
That music.
This thing is like burning my soul right now because I can feel it.
All right. The game is
I don't know. I am lost on that one.
1999's Unreal Tournament.
Oh, that is hilarious. That is great.
Unreal Tournament UT was one of my favorite things I ever played.
99, really?
Played the living shit out of it. I mean, I played so much Unreal Tournament. I had custom maps. I made my own maps. Me and friends would stay after work and play until midnight, playing LAN games. We had like this amazing, that map right there, the recording you heard was from Facing Worlds, which was this really famous, originally third-party map, I think. And then they ended up making it more official, and then further versions of the game, it always had a Facing Worlds map you could get. But
right. I didn't play the first one as much. I think I wasn't until like 3 where I really dove in and played a lot. I don't know. I was playing 99. I was playing something else, but I remember playing it a few times, but no one was really into it at the time. We were playing something else. I
could not get enough of it. I mean, it was right. It was the same time as Quake 3, so maybe you were a Quake 3 guy.
Yeah, that's probably what I was doing.
Yeah,
I was probably playing Quake 3.
There was a real Coke Pepsi quality to that fight back in the day, whatever brand you went with. But it's pretty interesting all these years later to see where everybody thought then what would happen is the id tech would take over and everybody would use the id engines from then and forever, and that was going to be the new business model for id, and it flipped the other way. Like, look at, they're worth something like, what is it now, like $80 billion Epic is, just on the backs of their engine work, and of course Fortnite and stuff like that. Like, they destroyed.
They did.
Those guys.
They won
I don't know if it's just Carmack left and they just lost their will to innovate or something.
Have you ever listened to like the? What is it? What is the audiobook? There's a real book too.
Oh yeah, the book
chronicled all that. The Gods of Doom. What is it?
Oh shoot. Yeah, I haven't, but I've always meant to. And every time someone brings it up, I'm smack myself because I haven't read it yet.
To it. What is it called? Something of Doom. It was something.
Masters of Doom.
Masters of Doom, that's it, and it is amazing. I had the audiobook. I didn't.
But is there stuff in there about Tim Sweeney and about Unreal and Epic and all that, or no?
I don't remember if they touched on that much, but they really talked about just all of their good time parties and how the company developed and how what conflicts were here and the personalities of each of these creators, and it makes you realize why they didn't go further. I mean, because it was good. It was really good. It's a really good listen.
I'd be really curious about that, but I'll have to finally listen to it. Anyway, Unreal Tournament rules, and we should all be playing it now. All right, Brian.
Scott.
Let's play yours. Here's yours. Any hints?
This is 2000. I'll give you a hint too. 2007.
Okay. 07. All right. 7 years, 7.5 years after mine. Here we go.
Play. You are on red.
Okay, you're the boss. What's the plan?
Line them up and knock them down.
First blood.
Oh.
Never saw it coming. I'm being overrun.
Hold on. Is this Unreal 3?
It's Unreal Tournament 3.
Are you kidding me? Unreal Tournament 3. You're freaking kidding me.
I tried to keep that down. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe he picked Unreal Tournament. I'm like, oh my God, what's the chances of that happening?
Well, I just played this recently as well, just for funsies, just to see how it was holding up over there. It's still available on the Epic Store. You can go play it for free. I remember, I loved this version of that game too. It wasn't as good. I'm telling you right now, the best one was the original Unreal Tournament was groundbreaking. Unreal
Agreed.
Tournament 2004 added vehicle play and a bunch of other stuff, and that was all right, but the core game stayed roughly the same, and it was good. And there was also an Unreal Tournament 2003 the year before, which was not a huge jump, but then 4 was a giant jump, and then 2007 would have been 3, this one, and it was pretty great, but it didn't, there was something missing. I couldn't ever put my finger on what was missing, but something was missing. But it was beautiful. It was like jaw-droppingly pretty.
Yeah. And like I said, this is my introduction to, like I said, I played a little bit of Unreal Tournament 1 and just a little bit of those other things. Like, I always kind of peeked in a little bit. But I was like, this isn't me. I'm more of a Quake guy.
Yeah.
But by the time 3 came around, I was like, all right, fine.
I love Quake as well. Huge Quake guy. But there was something about the weapons in Unreal Tournament, like the flat cannon, these like dual use guns where you had a grenade on one mode and the other button would do the main shooting or whatever, like a shotgun. Like, I love that kind of stuff. I thought they really did a great job of it.
First-person shooter, roguelike.
I wish. That game may be popular now if it had roguelike elements. But an amazing series. I'd love to see it come back. They were working on a brand new Unreal game before Fortnite took off. And I think, as far as I know, that's just stalled. Like, there's just nothing happening with it. Would love it if they did a progression-based shooter, something cool in the Unreal space. I would just love it. Would love it, love it, love it. I don't know. They got all the money in the world now.
Can't wait to hear the audiobook of where Fortnite killed Epic.
Well, I didn't kill him. Or do you mean?
Not yet.
Oh, you mean killed all the stuff they did that they were working on, or potentially you mean in the future? Like, it's what undoes them. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes your greatest success is your greatest failure.
Could be.
You just don't know it.
But you
yet.
could argue their greatest success is the longevity of their engine business, which
That's true too.
continues to this day. So, I think even if there's a lot of money in Fortnite, but if Fortnite went away, the banana stand is kind of their engine. I think there's always money in the banana stand.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well
always
done.
money in the banana hammock.
Now this. Time for us to read this communication from a listener. This is an email from D Rich. Yo, D Rich. Yo. He's D Rich. It sounds like a thing, and you'd spell. Well, let's see. You don't have an S in there for a $sign. How would
My
you do
name
this?
is D Rich, and I'm really rich.
I'm
right?
D Rich, and I'm here to say
Oh,
all
no,
you
you went too
other
far.
players have to
Back
go
up.
away. What?
That type of rapping style hasn't been popular since the Super Bowl shuffle during the 80s. Stop it. Take some Xanax and get with it, brother.
Yeah, you're right. Because today, okay, let's do one for today. Let's do. It's a lot more mumbly now, rapping.
It's a lot more mumbly rap. You got to take a Xanax before you start rapping. That's just everybody's. That's what you got to do.
Zibba, zibba, zabba, zabba, zibba, dibba, dee. You know what the ought
No,
is?
you're still just doing the Super Bowl shuffle. You
I
just,
am. It's all cool Mo D and like all that. What I need is to get like, you know who changed?
Don't
You know who I
push
feel like
me.
they changed, or what changed rap the most, like to the style it is today. It's weird to give him this kind of credit, but I think Eminem was like the big changer. Don't you think? Like the way
for white
he
music
would
especially.
rhyme and like the rapid pace and how he would throw rhyming off like by the word he would rhyme with. It would take you 5 stanzas to get to the other side of it. And he's
Because I mean, spaghetti.
yeah, spaghetti.
know.
Mom spaghetti.
Right.
All right. Anyway, dear Scott and Brian, This is from D. Rich. In case no one else tells you, Crazy Climber 2 just recently released on the Switch eShop thanks to Hamster Arcade Archives. Enjoy. Thanks for both of you and the great Boop Show. D. Rich. All right, I didn't know this. This email's actually a few weeks old, but I found it and I went, oh, wait a minute, we got to talk about this. I didn't even know there was a Crazy Climber 2. Have we talked about this? About this?
Yeah, we did because my guess my game was Crazy Climber 2.
Oh, that's right.
It was a release game that was a foreign release, at least foreign to the United States.
But have we talked about his email before? I don't think we have.
No, we have not talked about his email. We talked about the fact that you did not realize there was a Crazy Climber 2.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, there was a Crazy Climber 2. It was a full arcade game that was in Japan and not here because we're not cool enough to get your cool sequel, Japan. Anyway, I loved the first Crazy Climber so much that me missing this is really embarrassing. Came out in 1988. I'm looking at some video right now. It looks like probably. I'll see. Look at this. Climbing up the thing. You got the two joysticks.
The ladders, like some kind of ladder wall climber.
You got the window shutting on your hands. There's probably a bird
Look at the
about
American flag there. Did they Americanize this?
Oh, yeah, they totally did all this stuff. Yeah, of course. Now, this lady. There's a butt crack and a lady with her foot in the way. Oh, she doesn't actually do anything. All right. Night mission. American Girl. Anyway. Oh, there's a girl in the window. Check this out. There's a chick in the window. Let's see what happens. I've never seen this. Yeah. Can you go do anything with her?
Is this where you go get your COVID testing?
Yeah, what do you do? Oh, they make out.
Oh, nice. That is a Crazy Climber.
Whoa, that's crazy. Oh, this guy's throwing radios.
Was that the goal? Or is he just trying to, now this guy's throwing out jam boxes there.
Yeah, and an iron and a vacuum.
And an iron and vacuum? What is wrong with this guy?
I don't know, but why aren't they hitting me? Because in the old game, stuff will hit you.
Does he live at every floor, or is there just like, oh no, watch out for that. Watch out for the clothesline.
Yeah, watch out for the underwear.
Oh no, there's the panties. Oh my gosh, I almost got.
I feel like this guy's got a cheat code on and he's just walking through stuff, but I don't know.
Yeah, he hasn't got hit by anything. Is this supposed to be a distraction?
Yeah, it's very weird. But thank you, D. Rich.
Crazy Climber 2.
D. Rich that's a good one. The DEE-RI and then 3 symbols for cents.
Right.
D. Rich.
So we got some pound signs and some cents. Is that what we're saying?
Humpty Hump. I don't know.
Humpty Hump. How does Humpty Hump rhyme? Why, go ahead and tell us the Super Bowl shuffle again, Scott.
I kind of miss that old Run DMC style of rapping. What it was.
I did too. It's unbelievable, inconceivable.
Yeah.
It's tricky to rock around.
Doop. You know what I mean? It was.
I'm pretty sure that's not Run DMC you're doing once again.
Well, it's just the style, the style of the time.
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
I listened to
Jack be nimble, Jack be quick.
Jack jump over
the candlestick
thingy stick.
And Run Rock rhymes.
Here's the thing: I used to watch, or I used to listen to those guys all the time, and not Run Like Hell. Was the name of that album?
Yeah.
Not Run Like Hell. Run Like Hell is a song by Pink Floyd. What am I thinking of? What was the name of the album? The really popular Run DMC album with My Adidas and
My Adidas. Walking on 2 Fifth Street. Funky Fresh
with the beat and the thing.
Cold on my feet.
Yeah.
Right?
What's the album?
Feet are cold.
Raising Hell is what you're thinking of. Is it Raising Hell?
Raising Hell.
Okay. I love that tape, dude. I played the hell out of that tape. And it was a tape, damn it. I played that and the Beastie Boys original License to Ill tape.
License to Ill.
Which
Eminem
my
later
car ate them. Yeah.
Made an album cover.
Also, by the way, the very best Beastie Boys album is their second one, Paul's Boutique.
Oh yeah, Paul's Boutique.
Yeah, it's very good.
That one was a slow burn.
It was, and it was also so different from their debut album that a lot of people wrote it off. But I'm like, no, this is them, dude. It's good.
Yeah, this is the stuff.
It's real good. All right,
Eggman.
That's it. We are done. Thanks for watching the show, everyone who came here live. And if you're at home and you're thinking, man, I'd sure like to tell these guys about a cool thing I know about, boopshow@gmail.com is the email address, boopshow@gmail.com. Or you can go to frogpants.com/boop and get everything, including a little message app thing right there. You can just send us that. Find us on Twitter @boopshow. Brian's at @TheBrianDunaway. I'm at Scott Johnson. And what did I say? @boopshow. Yeah, that's where the show is.
That's right.
I think that's everything. Brian, any final words of wisdom for the folks before we go today?
Race me, bro.
Whoa. All right. Brian's ready for a race. Thank you all very much. We will see you next time right here on The Boop Show. Bye. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
I don't like steam. I love steam.